Hey folks, Dave the Not So Evil Viking 13 today with a look at the pre-alpha of Squad. This is a game that I've been looking at for, I guess, about a year now, keeping a close eye on because it reminds me of one of my current favorites, which is, of course, ARMA 3. Squad is a massive online combined arms squad-based shooter. And it's developed by the guys who, at least some of the guys, who worked on the Project Reality mod for Battlefield 2. That's one of the longest running and most played mods for Battlefield 2, and one of the things that honestly keeps the game propped up even today. The idea behind Squad is a simple one, but one that definitely rings true for me. Authenticity and immersion is several clicks closer to ARMA than Battlefield, but I think it strikes a really nice middle ground right there in the center between ARMA and Battlefield. If ARMA 3 is about the co-op versus AI experience in a very moddable sandbox, and Battlefield has become more about fast-paced, multi-tier battlefield combat with everything from jets to infantry, Squad decides to focus on a player versus player element that has a unforgiving damage model where just a bullet or two can end you, and a focus on communication and teamwork. Like I said, it's not the most earth-shattering concept for a game, but Squad knows what it is, and that's one of its strengths. Right here in this pre-alpha version, you can see them focusing on all of the important stuff right off the bat, and that's the teamwork and the communication. Your team and how you fight together will make and break you. It's your key to victory, and having the right tools to achieve that victory and work with your squad is a huge part of the game. You guys are looking at the closed pre-alpha version of the game. Being a closed pre-alpha, the username is locked to Germ Gaming's. Long story there, so everyone in-game does refer to me as Germ Gaming, but hey, I just roll with it. In this initial version, there's just a couple of different maps with some different time of day settings, and the basic gameplay is just those core elements that Project Reality had. It's kind of like Conquest in that attack and defend setup, where there's flags that you have to take, and if you cap the other team out, your team wins. Here in the early pre-alpha version, there's just some basic class setups. There are plenty of choices like Grenadier and Auto Rifleman depending on which side you're playing on, the Insurgents or the US Army. But there are no vehicles yet, and there's no aircraft yet. There's also, as you would imagine, a lot of stuff that's just on the roadmap right now. Down the line, they do want the full Project Reality experience, including Humvees, APCs, tanks, helicopters, and more. For now though, all the important bits are here. It's you, your gun, your squad, and your communication tools. As I dive in to show you guys some gameplay for this first impressions video, I will preface this by saying that I have actually never played Project Reality. A few years back though, I did discover the game through YouTube videos actually, and watched quite a few of them for a few weeks of time, and really enjoyed what it had to offer. That was before I got into ARMA 2 and 3 that much, so the whole concept of an ultra-realistic, and especially player versus player military game really intrigued me, and it reminded me of my days of playing Novologic's Black Hawk Down and Joint Operations Typhoon Rising. Those were, especially for their day in 2004, massively multiplayer PvP military shooters that, coming from a simulator background, did have a pretty unforgiving damage model, and they were pretty realistic. The main advantages that Novologic's games had, though, were that they worked on dial-up, pretty well even, whereas Battlefield 2 did not, and because I had dial-up all the way through high school, I never actually got to play much Battlefield 2, and, like I mentioned already, never got to try Project Reality. In recent years, though, I have become absolutely hooked on ARMA 3, and that realistic military sandbox experience, and Squad looks to be the absolute perfect game to fill the kind of PvP hole that is missing in my ARMA 3 life. It's not that ARMA 3 does not have PvP, and that it's not a huge part of what a lot of people play for ARMA 3, but for me, A lot of my enjoyment from the game comes from our group's mod pack, and it is hard to play PvP when you have a very large set of mods that your group plays with. You have to find someone else that has either a vanilla server or the same mod pack, and it's just not as easy. A drop-in game like Squad is something that I've always wanted. So as soon as some of the guys over at Sleazy Company, Skinner, Barkley, Aaron, Squantoon, those guys, discovered Squad and shared it with me, it immediately caught my attention. And while I wasn't able to back their Kickstarter, after being able to try the pre-alpha, I can almost guarantee you guys, as soon as this alpha version hits early access or whatever else on Steam, no matter how unfinished it is, I'm going to be diving in with both feet. This is a game concept, and from the version that I've played, a reality that I want to be a part of. Let me just dive right into the first impressions and then set you guys up for some gameplay with the first squad that I led. Jumping in for a pre-alpha, the game is ridiculously stable. I've never crashed. It is running on Unreal Engine 4, so I guess that does help explain it. They picked a good jumping off point. Visually, it looks quite nice, even for pre-alpha. Draw distance isn't nearly as strong as ARMA, but in most cases, it won't bother you too much. Some level of detail models on vegetation and stuff like that at distance don't look super great, but I'm sure that's only going to improve as the game continues along its development cycle. We are still on the early stages. But thanks to Unreal 4, even though the draw distance might be a little bit lower than ARMA's, it definitely has a leg up when it comes to particle effects, and to sound, and to just overall animation smoothness. First-person models, including your weapons, look fantastic. They animate really well. I love the small touches like your soldiers rolling their M4 over to see the bolt locked open and realizing that their magazine is empty before they drop the mag to reload it. It's smooth and it looks great. The particle effects are incredible. Even just an RPG explosion has tons of depth and detail. Shadows and lights also look great, and I can't wait to see more interior areas to show off that Unreal 4 lighting. Sound is ear-piercing, as I was hoping, and maybe even a little bit too much at this stage. I had to crank my volume down just a bit. But gunfights, kind of like the ones in Insurgency, are heart-pounding and dramatic, and at times actually really startling. Like, I found myself straining to hear the slightest footstep and then getting into a sudden gunfight that caused me to jump in my seat just from the sudden violence of it. The UI is a little bit wonky, and the game does not save your settings and your options right now, but that's nothing unheard of for an early alpha version. Well, that's the first impressions as you jump in. So how does it play? Well, on your own, Squad is, as you might imagine, very tense and not super effective. A lone soldier, if you flank hard enough, can do some damage to enemy forces, but you're going to get overrun by more organized groups of players before too long. Unsurprisingly, for a game that is literally called Squad, your squad is important. Not only moving with them, but talking to them, and then having your squad leader communicate with the rest of the leadership for your team. I didn't see a lot of this in my first few playthroughs, so at first, to me, it just felt like a much larger version of Insurgency, which was still a lot of fun. I mean, I love Insurgency, and having just that on a larger, better-looking map was pretty great right off the bat. But where this game absolutely started to shine for me is when I started a match and ended up being a squad leader for my squad. I had a few guys join up, we were Bravo Squad, and the in-game voice chat is just already set up and ready to go. So I just hit B and said, hey guys, I'm new, but let's give this a shot and let's try and win this. Talked to the two guys in my squad for a few minutes, and we just instantly started communicating, talking, planning, and moving together. For the rest of this first impressions video, I'm just going to let the gameplay speak for itself. Hopefully this gameplay will show you guys why I had so much fun, why the concept is already working so well, and why the game is one that if you enjoy ARMA, or even Battlefield, and of course Project Reality, you're going to want to watch this game as it continues along its development cycle. I am going to cut the footage just slightly, only for the sake of time, because like DayZ, there is a lot of running. Other than that, though, it's just the raw gameplay. Hope you guys have enjoyed this little bit of discussion about Squad. Hopefully you'll see more of it here on my channel in the future. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.
What's the plan, Germ?
Well, I'm new at this, so any tips would be great, but we're gonna attack the bad guys.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah, same with me. This is my, the last one is my first round in the alpha.
Alright, Germ, my squad's pushing if you want to hold and defend. Thanks, buddy.
Good copy. We'll stay here and watch the base.
Roger.
I was hoping for a good rooftop looking south.
Is there a way to make a ladder?
I'm gonna push out southwest a little bit and take a peek.
Go
We're
for
capping here, Germ. Good
Roger.
job. Good copy. We'll fully cap this and we'll wait for you guys to move up before we move.
it. Alright, sounds good.
Alright, feel free to move up.
Alright, squad, let's meet up at the edge of the compound. We're going to go ahead and push up to the next objective that they just took.
Roger that. Falling back.
Looks like almost dead west is our direction here. Single contact. He's still up inside the compound.
Roger. I got eyes on the door. I was waiting on him to make a move, but I may need to get over and heal you real quick.
Got one frag out.
You want me to flank? Are you gonna take the other side?
Yeah, go ahead and flank. I'll stay behind you. Wolf, watch this back door right here. That's where he went in. Just around the corner right here. Sounds like an AK to me.
Alright, if you guys go down, feel free to spawn fob. We're rolling them.
I got one. There's more in there.
You down?
Yeah, I am down.
Okay.
They're hiding in the buildings in there. I'd be careful.
Ready to run for it. I'm down.
Yeah, you got me too. He was behind the door. That was good.
Alright, we need you guys to spawn fob.
We got a squad of at least 3 back here we're having some trouble with.
We're up.
Leave them. We're gonna cap them out.
Alright, go ahead and push up then. Squad, we got orders to go ahead and just push up and leave these guys behind. We're going to cap them out.
Got movement.
I'm going to put a few grenades over the wall and then we're going to head out.
Darn, we had one come out of the building on the back door into the field.
Okay, I got one up here somewhere by the gate too.
Frag out. Contact west. He shot at me.
Roger. I'm staying in the trench, gonna flank him from the east.
I'll try to keep him occupied.
Roger.
Yeah, I saw him. He may have run back into the compound.
Roger.
Okay, let me go ahead and round my guys up here. Squad, go ahead and regroup on me. Just put some shots and grenades, if you got them, into the compound, and come on down the hill. Yeah, I'll meet you guys halfway. I see sandbags up on the front, too.
Yeah, they had a roadblock on the other gate.
We're just going to make a straight run for the final objective. They're having a tough time capping it. Major, go ahead and bring up the rear for me just so our medic doesn't get hit first.
Roger.
They're shooting at ghosts back there, it sounds like.
Probably getting spooked by bushes, shadows. We should have just put a scarecrow with a US Army helmet on it.
That should be a deployable. This should be our firefight up here. Let's swing way wide and come around from the flank. Alright, new rally point set.
Alright, you guys went way too far south.
What side do you want us on?
I'm sending 3 of my guys back towards the defense
It looks
flank.
like they lost 2 points.
Gonna need assistance.
Alright, we're gonna head back too. Alright, turn around guys, we're being sent back to the last point. We just passed them. Alright, Bravo squad's on the way back. Got friendlies on the right up here.
In front of me, that building.
Watch this shit. Watch this shit. Boom!
Bravo squad, let's flank northeast and come with that building from the northern side.
Alright, now we can move up.
Whoa, I took a shot already.
Yeah, there's still a few bad guys here.
I'm seeing guys up on the hill.
Which bearing?
I'll start making my way towards it. I got exploded.
Alright guys, distraction smoke is out. Let's go ahead and push up. There's still at least, I think, 2 guys up top.
Up here is clear.
Nice.
The building's clear.
I'm gonna say that seeing we're already on this side of the river, let's just go ahead and push up on this side, and if we all die, we'll use the rally point on the opposite side.
I'm afraid I'm gonna break my face trying to get down.
Yeah,
If you do, I'll fix you.
Those letters are Daisy quality right there. Let's pull northwest and then loop back in. Contacts up ahead of the next compound. Contact's pretty far off to bearing 205. No, 295. It's a terrible typeface for a compass.
There was a contact right here that I saw. Oh, mama. Fire means you're still alive.
Oh, he got me.
Alright, I'm on you.
Alright, let's move out.
I got movement right up on the hill, right above you. To your right.
There's
Headed to your
there's
right.
friendly. He's got yeah, it's
Sure
US.
is. Yep. Got him. Got him.
That's what he almost gets for being sneaky.
Almost skits.
I'm going for the flank. I'm looking for him.
I got one.
Nice.
I don't know how, but I like juked around his bullets. It's the fucking Matrix.
Possible contact across the field here. Frags out.
I got shot. I think they might be behind us, not sure. I'm dead.
Yep, I'm down too. That
Nice
came from
job,
the front though.
I'm down from behind.
Oh, we got it though, guys. That was a rally point. Which one of you guys spawned all the way in the back?
Yeah, I done a bad.
There it is.
Getting a workout. Gonna have beastly calves by the end of this.
Speaking of deployments, we have a deploy point behind the last point now.
They're northeast of this last flag in a compound.
Good copy. Squad, the last bad guys are northeast of the final flag.
I might blow up. It didn't kill me. I guess I'm wearing my flak jack today. Guys, this game won't let me die.
Major, what's your
Down on the
location?
hill. Just took one bad guy off the top of the hill.
Okay. Sweet. I'm approaching the compound now. Just took one out too.
I'm almost here, guys.
Nice work, guys.
Well,
Well, most of you.
Ran all that way for nothing.
Good playing with you
Alright,
guys.
guys, I'm gonna check out. Yep, it's good playing, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to bed.
see ya.